What if reality wasn't just something you observe, but an active presence that communicates directly with you? Have you ever had the feeling that certain moments in your life were so perfectly synchronized that they seemed impossible to be mere coincidences? What if, in truth, the universe has always been whispering to you, but no one ever taught you how to listen? For centuries, we have been conditioned to see life through a lens limited by logic and reason. Since childhood, we have learned that reality is a rigid system driven by cause and effect, where anything that deviates from this pattern is dismissed as chance, superstition, or mere illusion. But deep down, you've always known there's something more. There are moments that defy any rational explanation, like when you think of someone and that person calls you, or when a song plays at the exact moment you needed to hear its message. These events are not mere coincidences. They are subtle signs, precise messages inserted into the flow of existence. The renowned Swiss psychologist C.G. Jung called this phenomenon synchronicity, describing it as coincidences loaded with meaning, without an obvious causal connection, but which have a profound impact on those who experience them. According to Jung, these occurrences point to a hidden structure in reality, a deeper order that connects everything that exists far beyond what our senses can capture. Now let's delve deeper into this topic. Before we continue, please subscribe to the channel. From birth, we are trained not to see. Society shapes our perception of reality, teaching us to value certainty, logic, and concrete evidence above all else. As children, we are naturally curious and sensitive to mystery. We perceive patterns, feel energies, and have intuitions about what is to come. But little by little, we are told to ignore these instincts. If we share an intuitive experience, we are told it's just imagination. If we notice something beyond the obvious, we are encouraged to dismiss it. Over time, this programming disconnects us from our inner wisdom, creating a barrier between us and the subtle signs of the universe. School reinforces this disconnection. The focus is on memorization and conformity, not introspection or exploring the unknown. We are not taught to recognize synchronicities, to follow our inner compass, or to interpret symbolic messages. Instead, we are trained to operate as cogs in a predictable system. But life is not a machine, it is a dynamic and intelligent field that responds to our attention, our emotions, and our choices. Modern science is just beginning to understand what ancient traditions have always known. Our mind not only observes reality, but also influences it. Our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions filter our experience of the world through a brain mechanism called the reticular activation system, RAS. This system determines which information reaches our consciousness. That's why, when you buy a new car, you start seeing the same model everywhere. It didn't appear out of nowhere, your mind just started noticing it. The same goes for synchronicities. The more you believe in them, the more evident they become. But the mind's influence goes further. Quantum physics has already shown that consciousness affects matter. The simple act of observing a particle alters its behavior. This means that reality is not fixed, but fluid and sensitive to our state of consciousness. Our subconscious, in turn, is constantly identifying patterns and connections, processing information beyond the reach of our conscious mind. When we set an intention, even unconsciously, our subconscious begins to align events, people, and opportunities that vibrate at the same frequency. That's why synchronicities are not random. They reflect the unconscious forces that shape our lives. The more aligned we are between our conscious desires and our inner impulses, the more frequent and significant these experiences become. People who live immersed in synchronicities are not just lucky. They have learned to perceive and follow the signs that the universe and their own minds offer. Their days flow with a harmony that may seem almost magical to those trapped in purely rational thought. But synchronicities are not just messages, they are also compasses. They confirm that we are on the right path, guide us towards better choices, or warn us when we deviate from our truth. They are a form of real-time feedback from existence itself. But to recognize them, you need to be attentive, trust your intuition, and act based on what resonates within you, even when it doesn't make immediate logical sense. The more you live in alignment with your true self, the more these experiences multiply. Before we continue, if you're enjoying this content, please share it with someone who might benefit. Now let's move forward. To start recognizing and interpreting synchronicities, you need to change your perspective. First, accept that nothing is random, that everything is interconnected. When you adopt this mindset, the signs start to appear. Synchronicities usually arise in three main forms: repeated numbers like 1111 or 222, symbolic encounters like hearing the same song multiple times or encountering a specific animal at significant moments, and perfectly synchronized events that directly respond to a question or decision. When a synchronicity happens, stop and reflect. What were you thinking or feeling before it occurred? Does it point to something you should follow or avoid? Does it confirm a choice or suggest a new direction? Keeping a synchronicity journal can be a powerful tool to identify patterns and deepen your connection with this flow. Over time, you will begin to notice connections and messages that previously went unnoticed. But perceiving synchronicities is just the beginning. The real power lies in using them to transform your reality. This requires three elements: intention, alignment, and action. Start by setting a clear intention. Ask the universe for guidance, and be open to how the answer will manifest. Then, align your energy. When you feel inspired, grateful, and connected, synchronicities multiply. Practices like meditation, visualization, and writing help to tune your vibration with that of the universe. Finally, act. When a synchronicity opens a door, walk through it. Trust, even without concrete evidence. The more you respond to the signs, the more the universe dialogues with you. Synchronicities are not rare. They are all around us, all the time. The problem is that many people don't perceive them, trapped in patterns of disbelief and distraction. But when you choose to trust, everything changes. You stop feeling that life happens to you and start realizing that you are co-creating your reality. Every symbol, coincidence, and connection becomes part of a conversation between you and the deep intelligence of the cosmos. So now that you understand how synchronicities work, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you ignore it or start living with your eyes truly open? Synchronicities are not just signs, but invitations. Invitations to align with your purpose, to listen deeply, and to co-create your reality instead of just existing in it. The universe is already communicating with you. The question is, are you ready to respond? If this content resonated with you, comment below. I understand this. This helps us know that you are part of the group that perceives the patterns. And if you have recently had a synchronicity, share your experience. Your story may be the message someone needs to hear today.